Hey guys, Lamar back here with Tesla Geeks. This guy to my left probably looks familiar. This is Matt from XPEL'd Austin.
Hey guys.
He's my friend that lives in Austin. He's a realtor, president of the Tesla Owners Club. And last week or 2 weeks ago, we picked up his Model 3. We kept it in mint condition because he actually got a full XPEL wrap on it. So we're actually headed right now to go pick it up. Are you excited?
I am excited. I drove it for 2 days and that's it. Had to put it in the shop. It's been a while, so I'm excited to get it out there.
We're on autopilot, heading down Mopac. What are your expectations, or why were you actually hoping to do a wrap on this car?
I mean, I drive so much, and 35 notoriously has a bunch of trucks and stuff on it, and so you're always getting rocks throwing stuff at you. And as much as I drive, and with the black paint, and it's a little bit soft. In fact, I had a couple chips that I needed to get taken care of when it came off the delivery truck, so I wanted to just get it covered. And I also did a ceramic coating with them, which means I won't have to wax it for a couple of years, and it just puts yet another kind of layer of sheen and protection on it. And I'm sure they'll walk us through all of it.
Okay, so ceramic coating is like a more expensive type of film or
so it's like putting almost like a permanent wax on top, and you can do it without the XPEL wrap. So I kind of did double duty, where we did the XPEL wrap protection that, you know, is rock chips, door dings, all that kind of stuff. It'll give a protective layer, and then you still need to wax the car occasionally to keep the sheen. But if you do a ceramic coating on top of that, or even without the XPEL, it's sort of like almost a semi-permanent wax.
Oh wow!
Lasts roughly, I think, 3 years.
Very cool.
So you can just kind of drive it through your car washes and not have to worry too much about taking super care of it.
Well, okay guys, we'll be heading that way shortly, so hope you guys enjoy. Let's go. We're here at XPEL Austin. Hey,
how you guys doing?
My friend Dwayne is here.
Hi.
XPEL, there it is.
Driving a new car every day. Let's go check out Matt's car, see how it's doing. Wow, this is a super clean shop. Oh, we got more than one Model 3 here, actually. So here's a white Model 3. I think Dwayne was telling me that this thing actually got a wrap on the front. And back here, we got Matt's new baby. Have you given it a name yet?
No name yet.
No name?
I let my son name the last one. Maybe I'll let my daughter name this one.
Okay, or maybe our users, if you guys want to give some suggestions on what we should name the super black Model 3. I like the look though. So we got a full-on wrap on this one, plus the tint. Looks awesome. Cool. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Then this is my friend Dwayne.
Hello.
So if you guys want to get a quality wrap done in the Austin area, definitely see my friends. And you guys have offices where in Texas?
We have offices here in Austin. San Antonio is our corporate location. And then we also have Houston, and we have 2 locations in Dallas.
Oh, awesome.
Also 1 location in Vegas.
Cool. And definitely, if you guys end up seeing these guys, mention the name Tesla Geeks, and maybe they'll give you guys some sort of discount. Thanks.
So it's kind of a no-brainer. This is number 3 for me. The car looks amazing. You don't see the cut edges like you see on some installers. They do a full wrap all the way around the edges, so it looks just factory. But it's a really durable, like plastic product that I mean, you guys have explained it better. But this is my 3rd car I've had it on. The other paint on the other cars looks perfect after.
So you wrapped your S first?
S has got 108,000 miles, and it's almost 6 years old.
Okay.
That one looks amazing. My X has got it. This one's now got it, and this one they added a ceramic coat to the outside of it too, so it'll actually won't need waxing for what, 3 years?
It's actually 5
5
years. Yep.
It looks
just
beautiful.
drive through the car wash and it comes out looking like this, which is amazing.
It looks like it's waxed, yeah.
So I had a Porsche before this and it was black, and I had to repaint the entire front after 5 years because all the rock chips and all that stuff. So I look at it as you can either invest in getting a wrap, or you can pay your body shop later, and then you have this feathered in paint job that you're kind of just masking over some of the stuff versus keeping the original paint perfect. So I'd rather load this up front and know I can drive it. It helps with door dings, right?
Oh yeah. I guess one of the best examples I ever had is I had a customer, he did triathlons and stuff like that, and he had done a triathlon. He had his bike on top of his car. He had the full front done, and he backed into his garage, forgot about his bike. It ripped it off the front, or ripped it off, threw it on the front of his car. Ripped film in 3 different places, and he called me up that night. He's freaking out, obviously, and as you would be, you know. And he's like, "Hey, I think I think I ruined my hood.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, no, just bring it in the morning. He literally stood there and waited while we pulled the film off, and not a scratch or a dent. That's the craziest thing I've physically seen our film go through. Yeah. But no, it really does quite an amazing job. I actually, in my personal car, I got rear-ended, and the screws from the plates hit my bumper, and it marred the film, but it didn't scratch the paint.
Wow.
So
the main reason, so if you're a Model 3 reservation holder that's been in line, been waiting for your car for 2+ years, waiting to invest, you know, $35,000 to $55,000, and you want to protect your investment, you probably want to seriously think about wrapping it with XPEL.
I do. I'm going to do it on all my cars from here going forward for sure. I mean, I've done it already, and I love the result. So later on, I'll show you the Model S.
Okay.
Cool. So you can kind of compare what a 5 or 6 year old wrap looks like and how the paint held up compared to this thing.
Awesome.
So it'll be kind of cool. But they also did a ceramic, a brand new type of ceramic window tinting that keeps out, I don't know what percentage.
So it's our new Ceramic Plus. It's officially going to be released later this month, and it has very high heat rejection properties, around 98%.
Wow.
So it's pretty close to the highest on the market right now, and it tests out very, very well across the board.
And it doesn't have to be dark to do that, right? Like didn't you do it on the front of the car?
Correct. So we did it on the front windshield.
Oh, no way.
The front windshield is a 80 black is what it's considered, and as you can tell, it's not super dark. In fact, a lot of people, if you didn't tell them that it was tinted, they wouldn't know.
Yeah, I had no idea you tinted the front.
Inside and look out, and you can see. So it just does heat rejection, but doesn't shadow it, right? Doesn't make it darker.
And that's actually one of my favorite properties about our window tint film. Yeah. And I noticed in my personal car is that, you know, a lot of people are worried about their visual clarity at night looking out. Yeah. And when you don't have to go as dark, that helps a ton when you're looking out the window at night. Yeah. You know, your visual clarity.
And Dwayne, what'd you call the film again? What
product? It's XR.
XR.
It's XR Nano Ceramic Plus.
Plus. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
And you guys just released it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, technically, it's not even out yet.
So is this the first car you put it on?
Correct. This
nice.
is.
Yep. Thank you.
Nice.
Very welcome. All right, I'll be the guinea pig. Hey, can you kind of walk us through the process? I mean, how do you prep the car? What do you have to do? Like, how do you get it so that? Because obviously, when you're putting this on, it's got to be perfect underneath. So.
Correct.
What do you do?
So the first thing that we do is when we get your car, we'll pull around back. We'll wash it off completely. Make sure to get all the major, bigger things off. Yeah. And then what that consists of is, as you see this bucket here, we actually use a rinseless car wash. We'll go ahead and wash it with that. We use our mitts those right there.
Yeah, I've got the same ones in my house.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys gave me some actually.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So they're microfiber, so they won't hold anything. And in the bottom of the bucket, there's actually a grit guard too. So anything that it does pull off the car, you rinse it after every panel. We stick it back in the bucket, and what that does is it gives you the ability to get out all the dirt and get that to the bottom of the bucket, so that you're not putting dirty water back on your car. Yeah. So then after we do that, we pull it inside and we'll clay bar the whole car.
So what does clay bar mean? Do you have?
So I have a little bit here, and what it is it's literally a piece of clay, and then we work the piece of clay so that there's no dirt, because it soaks up the dirt and saturates the dirt, and then you got a clean piece of clay, and you go panel by panel as it's wet.
It's almost like a wax, or you like?
Well, it's more of a it's almost like wet sanding, but not as aggressive. So it gets all the things like, so they ship the cars many different ways. They ship them on trains, they ship them on trucks, and then they ship them up by boat. And if you think about the process on any three of those, the trucks have big coal stacks coming off. You know, they have all kinds of debris that gets thrown on the car. Sure. The boat, they have the coal stacks and they have the salt water usually. If they're being shipped overseas, these aren't. But you know, and then you got the ones that are brought over by rail, and you got rail dust. The hot coals coming off, they get into the cabins of the rail cars, and you get all kinds of rail dust on the cars, and it actually etches itself into the paint. So what this does is it actually helps get all of that off of the car and off the paint. And gives us the cleanest possible.
Step one is a really thorough wash.
Correct.
But then after that, this is kind of like get the nitty gritty.
Correct. And then sometimes we'll wind up doing this twice.
Wow.
Just depending on the type of car it is, how dirty it is.
It sounds like the car's probably cleaner than when it left the factory by the time you guys were.
It's as close to as when it left the factory as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and then on certain cars, we actually recommend a paint correction. Like the truck back here, it's gotten a full paint correction, and that's a 2004. And
wow.
You know, as you can tell, it looks almost new again. And so even cars sometimes from the factory require a paint correction because they have different things wrong with them, scratches, surface scratches. A lot of cars from the factory, Teslas are pretty good about it. They're not the best. Usually the best ones out there from the factory are there's lots of different cars out there that, have different levels of paint. And I've seen the good and bad with all of them.
So Teslas have a softer paint, at least on the aluminum, from what I've heard. Is that right?
Okay. That is correct.
Now, are you seeing a difference in the 3? Is it mostly? I think this front is plastic, and then this is.
I thought it was steel, right? It's a mix of aluminum and steel, but predominantly steel. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was steel, and I know this is plastic. I think this is plastic.
Yes.
Have you guys looked at?
It is plastic.
So is this going to be is it a more durable paint because it's on plastic, or does it make a difference?
It's actually more durable because of the metal. So metal, for some reason, paint adheres to metal really well.
Okay.
It has a little bit more of a tricky time adhering to aluminum. So you'll probably notice, because it's metal panels instead of aluminum panels, that the paint will actually adhere a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of because that's the way paint was designed. You know, car paint was designed to go on metal cars. Sure. It wasn't necessarily designed. And then the process of paint has changed over the years with the EPAs and stuff like that, putting the restrictions on the paint as far as making them water-based paints. And so a lot of these paints are water-based paints, so they're a little bit softer in general across the board. So
once the car is clean, what's the next step?
The next step is what we'll do is we'll actually go over the vehicle another time with alcohol and make sure that there's no other chemicals on it. It's an alcohol water solvent. And then we'll make sure that's completely clean, and then we'll squeegee it off from there. And then we apply our XPEL gel, and then we apply the film on top of that.
And that's what you guys were doing on the hood of this one.
Correct. You guys, that was earlier.
They've already finished wrapping this one as well.
You guys they were doing this like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it was like just getting laid down. Wow.
So Dwayne was telling me this Model 3 got just the front wrap, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep. So a full front on a car, just so you guys all know, is it's the rearview mirrors, it's the full fender, full hood, front bumper, and headlights.
Okay.
Also includes the fog lights.
Cool. Okay. And you guys were telling me that you guys have already done 7+ Model 3s just in Austin?
Yes, we've done 7 Model 3s here in Austin since in the last 4 months since we got the first 3 came in about the same time, and we did, I believe, 2 of those.
Awesome. Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
So once your customers have got XPEL put on their car, what are the things that they need to know about, or you want to explain kind of what the film
First of all,
looks
this
like?
is sort of the film, right?
Well,
so
yes.
This is the shiny version.
That's our ultimate film, and then this is our stealth film, and then the properties of it are pretty solid. They 8.25 mils thick.
Okay, and they're both the same?
Yep.
There's no protection difference?
Nope.
So this one's the shiny one, so you recommend doing the ceramic. Is there any other treatment you need to do for the matte? Or
the matte can take a ceramic coating as well.
Okay.
It doesn't make it shiny or anything like that, so that really helps out with the longevity of it and whatnot.
Okay.
This is what it looks like off the paper. And you can see a little bit of a difference, but you can see the shiny versus the stealth. And then the thing that I like is, if you actually figure out and play with this stuff a little bit, it's super sturdy.
Yeah.
It's way sturdier than you would think. Stretching it is pretty hard. And then the funny thing is I actually have a buddy. He's got a E30 with a sunroof, and he got tired of the sunroof because it rattled when he was driving down the road.
Yeah.
So he literally just took the metal sunroof and pushed it out of his E30, and then he covered it with XPEL.
You're kidding.
And no, I'm not. And so he
Just
he
put
XPEL over his sunroof, and it's lasted for 2 years. He's telling me.
Wait, does he drive in the rain?
He drives in the rain. He
That's
drives in all kinds of
crazy.
stuff.
That's insane.
And so he says as he's driving down the road, the XPEL will actually bow and it'll get this bow in the middle like that, and then after a minute, it straightens back out, and it looks like a normal sunroof.
Yeah, so that was one of the things I was going to ask you about.
Yeah.
So I know, like, I've had like scratches or swirl marks, or like
Yeah.
I had a cement truck that sprayed some cement when they were like stuccoing something
Yeah.
in my house, and the detailer said, "Oh, I won't be able to get this off. It's going to scratch the XPEL." And then I called you guys, and you said you'll see a mark, but then when you get over 100-degree days, something happens that like melts back. And
Yeah, so what winds up happening is, you know, you wind up getting surface scratches and small imperfections in the film. And then any small imperfections like that will actually self-heal with a little bit of heat. I mean, if you're impatient and you want it to heal a little bit faster, you can actually just take a cup of hot water and dump it right on there. But yeah, you can take your keys,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know.
just trying to like scratch it and just see. I mean, it's not even showing up with this key scratch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take. I mean, it takes a lot. Like I've had big rocks hit my car, and it's like not quite a gouge, but it's scratched.
Yeah.
And then I've noticed that a couple days later it's just gone. So, so tell us more about like how long it'll last. Like, does it yellow? What if it peels from the edges? Like, how does that work?
So we recommend that, you know, all of our customers bring back the car to us within 30 days just so we can check everything out.
Yeah.
Because anytime there's a high tension area, Teslas aren't notorious for it, but there are other vehicles that have very high tension areas. And it's best if we get an opportunity to look at it sooner rather than later. That way we can address any issues that might come up. You know, it's not a perfect process, but we've managed to make it pretty close to perfect.
So if somebody comes back and like an edge is coming up, or
Yeah.
like mine, 5 years later, let's say, and it's not, but let's say it was yellowing or something. How long does?
So we have a 10-year warranty on the film.
Okay.
So if there's any issues like that, yellowing or discolorization, we'll cover that for 10 years.
Okay.
You know, if you have any major rock dings or anything like that, and it doesn't go through to the paint, we'll actually warranty the film for those as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So if it actually gouges that.
So yeah, if it does make it through the first 2 or 3 layers of the film and doesn't self-heal, we'll actually warranty that as well.
Okay.
So what's the expected life though? In addition to the warranty, you would expect it's more than 10 years if you guys are warranting it for up to 10 years.
Sure.
What can a person expect if they put the
all of that
wrap
really
on?
depends on how they maintain the vehicle.
Okay.
You know, you have so many different scenarios. You know, I'm sure you keep your vehicle in your garage at night.
Most of the time.
You know, but there's a lot of people that don't. So you know, if you leave your vehicle out in the sun and you leave it out in where the trees and the pollen and everything you get to it constantly, it's not going to have as long of a life. If you maintain the car properly, you wash it regularly. We recommend usually only hand washes. That's what we recommend. A lot of customers do run them through a mobile, you know, touchless car wash or a laser wash. Yeah, as long as it's not super high pressure. The thing you really want to look out for is, you know, we can't wrap every edge of the car without removing panels. So there are some exposed corners. For example, you know, the hood is fully wrapped, but right here, there's going to be a slightly exposed corner. And so if you force water or moisture in there at that angle, it could potentially lift. As long as it's cured for a few days though, that's usually not an issue. And like I said, as long as you're not directly right on it with a power nozzle, you should be fine.
Okay.
We do have a lot of customers that do run them through car washes. We recommend, like I said, only hand washes, but you know, people are in a hurry. You know, we live lives.
There's that matte one that you shot outside the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Tell them the story about that matte, so why they're in it.
So that car in particular got in a bad situation. It was in the wrong part of town or something, and it got spray painted. The whole back half of the car. Yeah, it got graffitied.
That's crazy.
The whole back half of the car, and so the customer brought it back to us, and we were able to get all of that graffiti off.
So what process was it a lot of work? Or was
it was a little bit of work. It wasn't a ton of work, but it was a little bit of work. I did it in about half a day.
So what did you use to take it off?
We used a little bit of what's called acrosol and a little bit of elbow grease.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And if they didn't have the XPEL and you did paint on paint,
he probably would have had to repaint the back half of his car for sure.
Wow.
And you know, and even if you think about it, and if the paint, for example, if the paint did etch its way into the film somehow or something like that, the back half of the car was still protected.
Right.
We pull the film, clean up the edges a little bit, put the film back on.
So as we're filming, our friend Ed shows up.
Yeah.
With his model, with his new Model 3.
Good timing. So he's going to show us something that I wasn't even aware of.
So they have three pieces. So they have a piece, you know, one 2, 3.
Yeah.
Covered with covered with XPEL Stealth, so it doesn't scratch easily and it doesn't get all the
Because
fingerprints.
it's super
on
shiny.
it.
It's kind of like the back of the X seats, which a lot of people wrapped as well.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to put your phone, your keys, throw stuff in there. And it
I think that's a must. If you're a Model 3 owner, like, because that piano black, I'm pretty sure is going to scratch. And
Thanks for coming in and tell me that, Dwayne. Put one on order for me.
I got you. We'll get you in within the week.
Let me show you something.
Yeah.
oh, he hasn't taken his film off.
You haven't taken the film off. That's why you have glare.
Oh, well, bye-bye, glare. Thanks, Ed. Thanks for coming. Appreciate the advice.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much to our friends here at XPEL Austin and to our friend Matt for letting us see his beautiful Model 3 get wrapped. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Instead of Tesla Geeks, you'll have to type in Super Tesla Geeks. Tesla Geeks was taken for some reason, but if you guys want to see a little bit of background of how we do our shoots and things of that nature, follow us. And make sure definitely to subscribe, hit the like button, share these videos with your friends and family. And if you guys don't mind, use our referral code. It'll get us one step closer to getting that free Roadster. So thank you for watching.